Back to another album review. Today's review is on Stone Temple Pilots' self-titled album from 2010. This is the sixth studio album by STP, and is their comeback album since their first album of theirs to be released after their reunion in 2008. It was completely self-produced by the band, since they produced it by themselves. The album was recorded by Russ Fowler, Bill Appleberry, and Doug Green at 3 different studios over the course of 10 months between 2009 and 2010. The studios in question are Bomb Shelter Studios, Lavish Studios, and Home Fry Studio. Bill Appleberry plays the keyboards on this album. The recording assistants were Mike Gerlach, Jared Hirschland, and Art Garcia. The album was mixed by Chris Lord-Alge at Mix LA in Tarzana, California. Chris received help from Keith Armstrong and Nick Carpin. Additional engineering was provided by Brad Townsend and Andrew Schubert. The album was released on May 21st, 2010 on Atlantic Records. The album mainly contains elements of grunge, hard rock, alternative rock, and neo-psychedelia. STP took inspiration from 70s rock and 60s country. The band considered various names to the album's title, but ultimately settled on it being self-titled. Now let's talk about the songs. The intro to this album is Between the Lines, which was released as a single on March 22nd, 2010. This was STP's first single in 7 years, and it was essentially the beginning of their comeback. Scott Weiland and Robert DeLeo took inspiration from The Animals, The Zombies, and Paul Revere and the Raiders when writing this track. A music video was made, and I'm including a link in the description. After that is Take a Load Off, which was released as a single in June of 2010. Scott Weiland and Dean DeLeo wrote the song, and it's mainly in the realm of hard rock. A music video was made, and I'm including a link in the description. The next song is Huckleberry Crumble. Robert wrote this track, and the band took inspiration from Aerosmith when making it. Next up is Hickory Dichotomy. Dean DeLeo wrote this track. It's my favorite track from the album. Up next is Dare If You Dare. Dean also wrote this track. It followed up with Cinnamon, which was released as a promo single on September 21st, 2010. A music video was made for this track, and I'm including a link in the description. It's followed up by Hazy Days. The DeLeo brothers wrote this track, and it ventures into neo-psychedelia. The track after that is Bagman. Dean wrote this track. The following track is Peacoat. Dean also wrote this one. After that is Fast As I Can. It's another track that was written by Dean. The song after that is First Kiss on Mars. Scott took inspiration from David Bowie when this track was being recorded. The finale of this album is Maver. Robert also wrote this track. What I should mention is that the deluxe version has bonus tracks, the first of which is Samba Nova. The other three are live versions of Vaseline, Hickory Dichotomy, and Between the Lines. The live tracks are edited by Stuart Whitmore. As you can see, my copy has those bonus tracks. It wasn't easy finding a copy of the deluxe version that's in my price range. I ended up buying a used copy from Amazon, only to end up importing it from Berlin, of all places. When researching this album, I read it peaked at number 2 on the Billboard 200 and US digital albums, as well as number 1 on the US top rock albums and US top hard rock albums. It sold nearly 62,000 copies within the first week. The album was met with mostly positive reviews from critics, and has a 70 on Metacritic. It's just that the AV Club and Sputnik Music didn't like it, but those hipsters just don't understand. Now for my thoughts. I think this is one of the best albums by STP. Not only that, but it's also my favorite album from the band. The fact the band produced it by themselves shows how committed they were when making it. Sadly, this was the last STP album that Scott Weiland ever worked on, because he was fired from the band in February of 2013. More on that in the next episode. Overall, I highly recommend this album, especially the deluxe version. Now is the part where I question you. Have you listened to STP's self-titled album from 2010? If so, what do you think about it? What's your favorite song from it? What are your thoughts on the band producing the album by themselves? Let me know in the comments. If you like the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to press the notification bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon with another review.